Okay.
Right.
We're going to keep on going because, like you said, odds are larger in our room. There we are.
Okay, so again, because probably 40% of our audience didn't hear me before, again, thank you very much to Urban Chamber of Commerce. It's very important to, when, especially we are right now on the curve of going out from the pandemic period, and basically most of the countries, including United States, are opening for the rest of the world. So of course there will be exceptions. We have to be very careful. We have to follow the rules or advice from the especially the World Health Organizations. But speaking about this, it's basically we are coming back to the road. So it looks, and I will give you some examples what we can, how we can help you, and what we can do together. So one example would be our trade missions, and what we are doing usually with I would say not most normal times. It's this is going one of the major missions to bring Nevada's prospective exporters or already existing exporters looking how to accelerate their sale on international markets. And just an example, of course, one of those trade missions under GOET umbrella and under the leadership of former Governor Sandoval was organized by GOET, if I believe 2018. But right now, and I think that could be also interesting information, we are partnering with US Department of Commerce. We are doing jointly the Trade Winds program. Trade Winds are the trade mission which basically all states are asked to provide the companies for the kind of the competitive way of sorting them out. We hope that 5 to 10 companies from Nevada definitely will participate in that mission. And basically, Department of Commerce chose this year that we are going to Emirates. Why Emirates? Because Dubai is there and the World Expo is already going on. And this is a 6 months event, of course, delayed because of the pandemic. But basically, the whole idea is to take our companies there for the World Expo, to make necessary connections there, to promote them, also to promote Nevada as not only as a place of extraordinary exporters, but also the place how to do a business, yes, for international companies. And basically, we are going, that will be March 2 to 10, something like 2 to 11, and we are definitely going to United Arab Emirates, but also with Department of Commerce collaboration. That would be the offer for to visit 3 countries in Northern Africa: Algeria, Morocco, and Egypt. Some in the Middle East. Also, but of course the focus would be on Emirates too, so probably the most number of the days. So this is one thing what we are doing, because when the company is going to be approved by US Department of Commerce, we are automatically giving the grants to the company to cover, if not more, if not all, most of the costs of being engaged in such a I would say pretty costly event, because the costs could easily go something like between $7,000 to $10,000. So that's always the challenge, especially for small companies. And what is also important in our programs, and Diana will be talking about this more thoroughly, but almost 50% of companies we are supporting from Nevada in their international projects are from disadvantaged communities, are from that could be women-owned businesses, veterans-owned, our economic disadvantaged areas, and rural, and so we have the whole, I would say, list of the companies which could be there. But I see that there is also the PowerPoint already, and that this is actually very interesting, very interesting program we have. I like to mention to you about 2. So one way is to know from you that, for example, you are planning the mission to find your buyers abroad, or find your distributors, or eventually you are already doing some export to internationally, but you would like to accelerate this. So please contact us, and we will see how we can help, because this is not a constant grant we have, but from time to time we may have very interesting instrument to support you, basically to offset some of your costs. Because how it works, basically the most important for us are jobs and wages. And export supports both. So basically, if you are going abroad and you are selling something to foreign buyers, basically you are bringing wealth to the state of Nevada, and wealth because your profits are higher, you are paying your employees more, earning more, and basically you are higher more. So every possible statistics when we look on the exporter side, so exporting companies are tending to perform better from 15 to 20% than non-exporting companies, and especially on the wages and profit related side. So including also if you have higher profits, you are employing more people. So this is very important for us. So that's why it's very difficult to tell you that upfront that okay, your project is attractive for us, and we will definitely support it, but we will take a look through opening, and we are doing this with the Export Assistance Center, Department of Commerce Export Assistance Centers in the South and in the North Nevada, so with the federal government, and we are also with our business industry division. And basically what we are trying to find out is that how your trip abroad, how you are maybe going to trade shows, maybe you are going to more focused B2B meetings abroad, how it will result, or it may result with some increase of your sale. So basically that we have to be more or less sure that the project will be successful. But what could be ideal situation that, for example, we know from the chamber is planning the trade mission or business visit to some of the countries, and then we can sit together and figure it out how the companies could actually be supported by us, and theoretically also we may join you when we will have, I would say, cluster of the companies going abroad, because it's very difficult for us. This is actually the whole international team is right now with us today, because we have Diana will present in a moment, and Sam is with us today, and so this is only 3 of us, and we are covering the whole world. So speaking about this, you can see here we have more than 30 right now different international partnerships, and those partnerships, basically what we are good at is that we are doing this partnership with our counterparts. So go-ahead counterparts could be the local offices of economic development in different countries, in different regions. So we have more than 30 of them. And if you are going to the country or region, we already have connections. We can easily arrange for you meaningful meetings, because if you are going abroad, B2B meetings are always the biggest challenge, because you would like to not only to schedule meetings, you would like to be sure with whom you are meeting. Yes, and the easiest way of doing that is to have a strong partner abroad, usually our partnering organizations, which would be able to tell you, okay, this company is real. Yes, this company is really interested in doing business with you. So that how basically it works, and it works pretty well because this is our trade data. Of course, we have slight, I would say, slight higher import than exports in our last data from 2020, but the most important that the whole trade of Nevada with the world is growing, and but actually it grew exponentially in 2020. So meaning that's interesting that we were not traveling, yes, or practically all trade shows were cancelled, and our company started to even export more. And what happened actually, the whole world switched to electronic instruments, to virtual world. So, for example, if we are giving your company, let's say, $5,000 grant to go to the trade show and in the real time, in-person world, in most cases, it is not enough. You have to pay extra. It's maybe would be enough for the hotel and everything. But if I give you $5,000 for attending the virtual trade shows in abroad, it could be enough for 5 trade shows. Yes, so that's why what happened is that our company started to be more and more aggressive in the virtual world, and so that's one of the things I think we accept, and it's still going on. So if you see the trade show you would like to visit, there is almost in every case the virtual so hybrid option, I would say. So of course it's nothing like in-person contacts, but if you are not sure if that country or that region or that direction of your export is okay for you, it's probably better to do it step by step. So not to go there and come back and be, let's say, saying, okay, maybe that wasn't the best decision. Maybe at the beginning, okay, go virtually. Yes, pay this even the fee. You may be eligible for us for reimbursement for that, and take a look if this is a good fit for you. And just at the end I like to show you what's very interesting happening in Nevada. And of course, we are the gold state. Many people are saying we are silver state. No. Regarding export, we are gold state, and gold it's our number one. And that's probably almost 50% of our export. But what it's also very interesting is that the second group we are exporting, that was on the previous slide. The second group is electric circuits, batteries. So we are starting to be all equipment needed for data storage, for example, energy storage. We are starting to be a manufacturing house state for very high technologies. And it looks that we are expanding on that way. So it's very, very interesting that diversification is, of course, we are still very pro-mining, export-oriented state, and of course in services we have enormous balance of positive balance of trade regarding selling for foreigners. Our hospitality services, but something new is happening there, and more Nevada high-tech products are going to be are being sold right now on international markets. And this is the picture from our last trade mission. Actually, that was really last, because that was ending in the first week of March, and really. When we gathered interested companies from Nevada, they went with us. Basically, our mission ended almost the same time when the pandemic basically started to close on the borders. So that was the last one, that March 6 or 7. That was the end of 2020, and now we are coming back to business. So the first one, as I told you already, our first trade mission will go to Emirates, to Dubai for World Expo, but also in collaboration with the Department of Commerce. We'll have also Northern Africa part, mostly for interested companies, just those companies which will see those markets as potential markets for their export. But this is not the end. We are planning other missions, and we are right now in talks with Japan, because Japan is a great recipient of our products, especially on the high-tech side. So our partner in Japan is JETRO. So this is Japanese governmental organizations, also trying to help those international connections in other countries and states. So that's one. We are in the talks right now to going also to Korea, South Korea, of course, and this is another example. And we are going there not only to sell and help to sell our products and services, but also we are trying to encourage companies to come here, because we believe this is the second, our major pillar. What we believe is that Nevada is the place to invest, and that's how your companies can also benefit, especially when we will be bringing here more organized trade missions also from abroad. Here to Nevada, we can organize meetings like this and do a mixer between foreign companies and your companies and see if there are any connections. So this is another field we can help in that. And but of course today we'll be talking more about very specific program, very successful, and I am very lucky to have such a great step team headed by Diana and with help of Sam. I tell you why, because it's of course everything is embargoed right now, so I can't tell you too much. But our state, of course, in relations to number of the citizens, populations we have enormous growth of the export, and especially this program. Imagine ROI, so return on investment around 50 times. Yes, this is amazing. And what this program delivered, also showing how your companies can benefit going abroad and basically being helped with this particular program. So without further ado, Diana Mitrowicz, our STEP program director, but also coordinator of our international business activity in our office. Diana, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good morning. Thanks everyone for coming here or for joining us virtually. I'm so happy to be here. I think the last time I was at the Urban Chamber was 2 years ago, so I'm so happy to reconnect and deliver this event together, and also to continue working together on a project. So we love community-driven trade missions and chambers of commerce trade missions. So we are really open to hear your needs and ideas. Where would you like to go? How you see which market is of interest to you altogether as a chamber, or if you have individual companies interested in some specific market that you would like to access. So we are our small team, like 3 of us are managing the federal grant on behalf of the state of Nevada for all our exporters. We are also taking care of the new companies that are looking to start to export, or also we are working with the companies which are already established exporters and would like to expand their global outreach. The grant functions like that we have to submit our proposal to the US Small Business Administration, and then their team reviews it. So each year we are trying to increase the amount allocation that we are requesting from them, thanks to a really great result that we had. So the last 3 years since we took over management of the STEP, our results are really amazing. And we are sorry to say that in previous years, the state of Nevada had to return federal dollars to the Small Business Administration because we didn't use all the money available. So then our ranking was not that high in their eyes, so they decided to give a smaller grant for those years, because we would, for example, use only 25% of all the funds. So I'm so happy to announce that last year and this year, we are closing every single grant 100%, and we don't want to return not a single cent to the federal government. And I'm so thankful. We also have here Marcel from the business and industry. I saw him on the chat. I hope he's still here. He's our valuable member of the evaluation committee. So he helps us score the application. So once the business is interested in the STEP grant, they fill out the application. We are also revamping that process thanks to Sam, who now the whole process is electronics, no more scanning, copying, sending, and all that hassle. So now it's really easy. Click, link, submit online, everything. And then Marcel and Pavel, and also US Department of Commerce, we all get together to review the applications from our business owners. So we are more generous than all the other states, and we give 100%. So almost all the states are requesting some kind of cash match, so that they see actually that the business is participating with 15 or 20%. The competition is, I have to tell you, really, really higher every single month. So we will see, because the money is limited, it is limited, but we're also proud to say that now we are managing $500,000 grant compared to the previous one, which was only $150,000. So based on our excellent result, and Pavel mentioned return on investment. So for every dollar that we receive from the federal government, we return 50 more. Because our businesses are exporting their products and services successfully, and we really had great results during COVID. A couple of businesses managed to go abroad. We had a company travel to Dubai, and also one travel to Europe when it was possible, but the flexibility from the federal government allowed companies to also take advantage of the virtual services as well. So you can also work on your website if you would like to globalize your website, to translate it into different languages or dialects, and also to take advantage of digital marketing. And the excellent thing that just came out recently from Washington DC is there aren't any more caps. So whatever you're doing, it is up to us and the current availability of the funds, how much we can reimburse you. So the tricky thing is that first you have to spend your own money, and then you're submitting all the receipts and proofs to us, and we verify everything and refund you the spent amount for the eligible activities. Basic eligibility requirements, how you qualify for the grant, are also listed on our website, and you will receive this presentation. The main point is you have to be operational in the United States for at least 1 year, and you have to be registered in Nevada. So we need your Nevada business license. And then you have to, this one is also important, that your products or services have at least 51% of the US origin. And we also have a detailed instruction how you can verify that one. In case you're not sure, we again have the chart to verify whether your business is small in accordance with the Small Business Administration guidelines about the size standards. We can move on to another slide, please. So this is just, these are the basic examples how you can take advantage of the STEP grant, how you can use the grant. So if you're traveling abroad on a trade mission or on your individual sales trip, we can connect you with Hector or Yanis, depending where your business is located there. Hector Rodriguez and Yanis Kalnis work for the Department of Commerce, US Commercial Service, and then they help you connect with our US embassies across the world, who can then offer Gold Key service. They set up B2B meetings for you over there abroad, and they also have a different, really a wide horizon of all the services that they can provide for you when you're exporting. Then our great partners at the Nevada Industry Excellence are organizing the export training, the export tech. So you can maybe consider that one. They can help you set up your marketing plan, export plan. And they right now virtually, so it's really easy then to participate in the export training. I mentioned the international website, or if you're selling something, then the e-commerce platform is also available for the refund for STEP. Marketing, absolutely, yes. Foreign trade missions, we have here Lorraine, who will tell us about her experience when traveling on a governor-led trade mission or board-led trade mission. Individual sales trips, if you would like to travel to a particular market outside of the United States, or exhibit your products and services on any trade show abroad or here in Las Vegas, as we have thousands of those here in our town. If you would like to ship products abroad, that is also eligible for the refund or the compliance testing. That was really popular, I think, during COVID, because companies were using compliance testing activity for their products. Research tool subscription, or if you need a consultant to connect you with your partners, distributors, abroad, and Sam has the whole list of the activities of in Riyadh. Feel free to reach out to us anytime. Let's move on. Next slide, please. Yeah, just some statistics to tell you how successful we've been so far. We received over $2 million since 2011. And right now we are managing the highest ever, the largest amount of money we received from the federal government. And our companies in the previous grant cycle, and they have these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we are doing 9, step 9, and the previous one, 8. We reported $13 million in export sales from our companies. And it's also difficult to measure because some company takes time to generate those export sales. So in December, I think we are going to report a new number for the Small Business Administration, and we think it's going to be higher than $30 million and over $50 each time the return on investment, and we assisted hundreds of companies so far and having to broaden that reach even more. And it's important for the Small Business Administration and for our governor and our office that we are helping disadvantaged small business communities, businesses located in rural areas, or women-owned companies, veteran-owned companies, or socially economically disadvantaged groups, and they make half of all the companies that we are helping. And that's important. And the next one. Yeah, Pavel mentioned the upcoming trips, United Arab Emirates in the Middle East and Africa trip in March, and then Japan, South Korea, of course, Europe. So that is what we plan for the next year. Yeah, we listed several success stories that you could go through and to see how engaging with us helped those companies getting new contracts and generating new dollars here so that they could hire more people in Nevada. We took companies such as Ayatera to Europe. And this was the first time they ever traveled abroad, and they managed to have a couple of contracts in Poland and in Slovenia. And right now they're also continuing that engagement so that that also goes both ways, so that those companies are investing here and they're exporting their services over there to Europe. And then the next example, we also have some, Ayatera is IoT marketplace based out of Reno in Northern Nevada. Then Future Space Van, our long-standing client from Boulder City, also has attended several trade shows in Germany. And Pierre Diamond, their CEO was saying here that they were surpassing the $3 million due to the activity day and the grant. And Bonjour from Henderson, the same. They helped them reach another markets and expand their export sales to over 30 countries. We can go on to the next one. Retro from Henderson, they were traveling to Europe and to different markets as well, which helped them generate new export sales. And Catherine Tripoletti, really interesting, and our new client, woman-owned company. They are now working with several embassies in Europe and in the Middle East, so they could sell their hospitality uniforms to international clients. I think we have one more, or that was the last one for testimonials. Free Brands, they were exhibiting their products in different international shows in Chicago, New York, Vegas. Cultiva, they were doing that in also compliance testing or also shipping. Great client. So we also have Lorraine, who was also a great client. I haven't had a chance to work with you personally, but I hope we'll have the chance in the future. Do we have anything else? Yeah, our contacts are here. So as I said, reach out to us and we look forward to helping you expand our Nevada export. Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What is making Nevada an attractive place for import-export right now? Why is it a hot market? a hot market for international trade.
Why companies are looking into Nevada,
Yes.
why they want to export to Nevada, or why?
Or why the relationship being developed in Nevada specifically is my question. Like what's coming out, what's coming out of Nevada that's attracting the trade.
I would tell you that probably we should, the first answer should be that we are very competitive regarding the business environment. So many of our exporters are also companies which they originated in different states and they moved to us, for example. So this is one of the answer. But on the other hand, I would say that our products and services are competitive because when we compare, for example, I know this is a hot topic, but we compare the tax level and the tax index level. We are always in between 5 to 7 place in the United States. Yes, so it automatically gives you a better position when you are starting to export. Yes, but on the other hand, I would say, but that was just kind of the first answer. But the second thought answer is that the community is to compare to other states regarding business is better organized here.
Because we have so many people from different states.
Exactly, but you have chambers also. So this is not only the case of every state. So you have active chambers. So you are doing this every week. You are doing several events. Yes, and that's look on the other chambers what they are doing too, and it is helping. And also maybe the third answer is that you have us, and we travel a lot around the world to basically to make partners for Nevada. So when then you will be going to any of those countries, for example, you may count on our partners there. So it's always it's not that this is it's a very good recipe to help you. It's not the success is not taken for granted, but at least it will give you the meaningful contacts there. So I think there is no one answer.
Yeah,
absolutely. And we are the most diverse state in our country, so all of us have connections anywhere worldwide. And people abroad love American products and American services in many countries or markets. They just, America is the most prestigious partner, and that's why they would like to partner, work with us, invest here, and there is also opportunity for us to reach that global market elsewhere. So that's the customers. I think 90% of the customers live abroad, away outside of the United States. So we have to be aware of that fact and overcome that initial fear, why, how to export, because we really have plenty of resources how we can facilitate that road for you.
Can I ask one more question?
Wow, yes.
Okay, so other than precious metals, gold, or tech coming from this state, what are other popular items that are being exported and imported in? I saw maybe a deodorant company and I saw uniforms, but they're just
everything. Yeah, that is, we are also promoting in our new strategic plan that was published last December, products made in Nevada. So we also have that campaign and working with small business, SBDC, small business development centers to help them. Our services with our IT experts or any experts in any field. I don't know if you're if you're doing services or have some products or what your business is doing, but we are happy to help.
okay.
So no limitations.
Exactly. Even if you have small hotel, you can sell some services so to foreign customers too. Yes, so it depends. In our opinion, everything is exportable. It just depends on the situation.
Okay, time check at 9:45. We're gonna stay on time even though we got a late start to 10 o'clock as much as we can. That was a brilliant question. Thank you so much. Okay, and then if we can stay a little bit for questions, we'll be here networking. You always reach back to us. Thank you so much. The valuable information that we just got from the GOED is so exciting as a native Nevadan small business owner, because it is true. We are in a very interesting state. And globally, everybody knows that. Our final speaker, I am so excited to hear from because she's actually worked with the program. She has gone abroad. Miss Lorraine Marshall is here to just share her story and her experience of using the program.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Lorraine Marshall, and I own multiple businesses, 35 stores at McCarran Airport. I also own Battleborn Burgers at Allegiant Stadium. And with my I run a consulting group business, which we're going to talk about here shortly. I consult for the Nevada Department of Transportation and Las Vegas Paving. So this picture here, then it is our trade mission to Africa. 3 business owners from the Urban Chamber of Commerce, Las Vegas, were members of Governor Brian Sandoval's trade mission, and that was July 24th through August 4th, 2018. The Urban Chamber delegation consisted of the people shown in this picture here: Melvin Green with KME Architects, myself, Lorraine Marshall with Irene Consulting Group, and Clifton Marshall with ACLOC. The trade mission, which was coordinated by GOED, is featured higher education, mining and trade contingents, Nevada state officials, and business and trade representatives. Next slide, please. The delegation joined the Ghana business community for a meeting hosted by the American Chamber of Commerce Ghana, Newmont Mining, and U.S. Ambassador to Ghana, Robert P. Jackson. Later in the day and the following day, members of the Urban Chamber met with members of the business community in Accra, Ghana. I was looking to establish relationships with business leaders to find out about opportunities in Ghana, and they were looking for opportunities in Las Vegas. Being with the governor in Nevada automatically gave me credibility and connected me with business leaders in Accra. Next slide. One way to quickly establish relationships is to donate to established charitable organizations. The delegation had a cultural briefing, as shown here, and we had a presentation from the Ghana Philanthropic Forum, which received a donation from Cliff and Lorraine Marshall. And here we are with Ghanaian royalty. Next slide, please. We are still in touch with some of the individuals here that are also shown as Ghanaian royalty. Next slide. The delegation went on to tour of Cape Coast and Elmina castles. These were 2 of the about 40 slave castles or large commercial forts built on the Gold Coast of West Africa, now Ghana, by European traders. It was originally built by the Swedes for trade, but later used in the transatlantic slave trade. They were used to hold slaves before they were loaded onto ships and sold to the Americas, especially the Caribbean. This gate of no return was the last stop before crossing the Atlantic Ocean. This was a gut-wrenching and solemn experience. Next slide, please. Then we went to, well, this is still part of that, an everlasting memory. This was just really hard to deal with. The anguish of our ancestors, may those who died here in peace, may those that return find their roots, may humanity never again perpetuate such injustice against humanity. We the living vow to uphold this. Very, very hard to deal with. Next slide, please. Then we went to Cape Town, South Africa. Next slide. While in Cape Town, members of the delegation received a briefing from U.S. Consul General Virginia Blasser and Westgrove, the official tourism, trade, and investment promotion agency of Cape Town and Western Cape. Business members of the delegation also met with Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board CEO Primo Abrahams, as well as Western Cape Minister of Finance, Dr. Ivan Meyer. Next slide. The business delegation was hosted by the Cape Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the delegation met with local businesses interested in trade with Nevada. Next slide. In the evening, U.S. Consul General Virginia Blaster hosted a reception for the Nevada delegation. Next slide. Our next stop was Durban, South Africa. Members of the Urban Chamber met with representatives of the Zulu Chamber of Commerce and the Industry and Manara Chamber of Commerce. Next slide. Later in the day, the delegation had a tour of the Dubai Trade Port Special Economic Zone, which was established to provide international trade. There, the delegation visited the Dubai AgriZone facilities, which specialize in technical support for propagating, brewing, packing, and distributing perishables and horticultural products for export, and the Dubai AgriLab, a micro-propagation facility of high-quality disease-free plants. Next slide. In the evening, U.S. Consul General Sherry Zalika Sykes hosted a reception for the Nevada delegation. Also attending the event was Dr. Brillian Chitunga. That was hard. Who's a commercial farmer, but better known as the Pan-African Parliament's ambassador for food security in Africa. She was educated in the UK, where she did a PhD in molecular medicine. Next slide, please. The trade mission concluded with a visit to Nelson Mandela's capture site. On August 5th, 1962, just outside Hawick in South Africa, KwaZulu-Natal province, armed police flagged down a car and arrested the driver, Nelson Mandela. The former president had been on the run from South Africa apartheid government for 17 months and was captured, marking the beginning of his 27-year imprisonment in what he called the Long Walk of Freedom. On the 50th anniversary of this historic event, the significance of the area was marked with an impressive still sculpture with a newly created visitor center designed by artist Marco Ciafanelli in collaboration with the architect Jeremy Rose. The sculpture is the centerpiece of the new memorial site. It is made from 50 steel columns of varying heights. At first glance, the poles appear to be randomly suspended, but on approaching the sculpture, they merge to form an image of Mandela's face. Next slide, please. And there you can see his face. It's quite impressive to see that. Yes. So this was an awesome trip. Thought did a fantastic job of organizing it and getting us there and showing us all that we need to do. My husband, Cliff Marshall in the back, and I were planning to go back to Ghana in 2020, and then COVID hit. So now we're looking at going back in 2022 or 2023. So we would eagerly do another trade mission. So thank you.
Mrs. Lorraine Marshall, thank you. It's everything. It's everything to actually have someone here to tell us beyond all of the options and the help and the support that we have in the state of Nevada, who's actually walked through the process. Right. And that was the goal for today, the first relaunch. Does anyone have any questions on the mission? It's a lot to say. It's a lot of information.
We have a few questions here on Zoom in the chat, so I will read them off to you.
Thank you.
So the first question was for Goed. That was wondering if the PowerPoint is going to be shared for everyone to see.
The answer is yes. Yes, we will share the PowerPoint.
Okay, the second one is for Goed. It said there was a map highlighting a couple of Latin American countries. They want you to speak on those relationships?
The relationships in South America?
With the Latin American, yes.
Latin America.
Yeah, I can just, I don't know if you can see me, probably not in that case.
No, we can't.
Needs to be seen there. Yeah.
Thank you.
No, better. So to answer about Latin American countries, we have a great partner in Nevada. This is Latin American Chamber of Commerce of Las Vegas. So basically, the whole idea is to when there will be any initiative by the chamber going to any of Latin American countries, we certainly would like to know about this. We'll sit down together, and actually before pandemic, we were planning. We met together like we are meeting today, and we were planning to do. We were talking about potential mission to Mexico and another country, and of course. During the pandemic, we had to cancel one trade mission, which were going inward trade mission, so which were going from that was the case from South America, from Brazil to Nevada. We had to, of course, they canceled because of the what happened, and they were hit hard there. But of course, it will come back. So speaking just from my head is we were talking about Mexico, Brazil is in the pipeline, and also that was very successful education mission to northern Nevada, as I remember. That was from Costa Rica, and recently from Peru. Interesting, and they have connections to hospitality, to the College of Hospitality, UNLV. So there are some connections there. It's I have to tell you that sometimes it takes time to build the interest of several companies going to one place. So it takes time, but of course this is a very important direction.
Several years ago, we did the trade mission to Mexico,
Yes.
and Peru, and several other countries.
Great to
Okay.
know.
There's a
Shonda,
second part to the
do you have any more
question.
questions coming from our Zoom community?
Yes, there's a second part to the question. They also would like to know, is there a need for professional services such as multiple culture consulting, communications, and marketing?
Miss Marshall, Lorraine Marshall, the consulting company that you have and you went abroad with, were you dealing with communications and outsourcing your services representing the United States of America and going into the African continent as far as communication services?
We were looking primarily at a couple of areas. My husband is.
Can they come to the front so everyone can see you?
Oh, sure.
This in front of the camera.
Stand up.
Yes.
Sorry. Next time I should just have everyone sit right here. No, that's great. Oh, you have so much information and experience. Great, thank you.
So we were looking at a number of areas. We have retail, so we're looking at retail opportunities, airport environment, as well as my husband's an architect. So we're looking at housing and architectural services and that sort. So anywhere that those services could fit into, and we were looking at different opportunities also for other chamber members. So as we were meeting with a lot of individuals, and sometimes we didn't even have time for lunch. There's that many people lined up to meet with us. We were looking at, well, is this something, a company that would be able to, one of our other chamber members or businesses would be able to also support or work with them. So it was multifaceted in terms of all that we were looking for, our own businesses, as well as supporting other businesses within the chamber.
Great,
Did that answer your
great.
question?
Yes, integrity from and representing the United States and going abroad. Also, thank you so much. When we're getting our questions in from our Zoom community and we are answering the best of our ability, understand what today was in this relaunch, right, of the Global Roundtable. It is to give you the phone numbers of our leaders, the Economic Development Go-Ed program. I am so excited. I just keep on getting the chills all over my body, right? For our small business leaders and owners in the state of Nevada, we have everything that we need. So the Urban Chamber of Commerce is coming together and we are handing you the information and what you do with it rolling into 22, 2023, 2024. Because I'm already thinking about 2023, 2024, just as a small business owner going global and setting up and communicating with our leaders here. Any other questions for Shonda coming from the Zoom community?
No, but they would like for you to tell them your name, announce yourself. Someone was asking, what's your name?
Okay, so thank you for your patience. It's 5:10. Really appreciate your patience in coming into this. We're getting the feel of it. Our next global roundtable is going to be December the 1st, because that's the first Wednesday of the month. My name is Tiffany Mays Heller. Again, I am here hosting With my husband, we represent Africa. We know there's a busy network curiosity with the continent of Africa. I'm very excited to reach out to Mrs. Lorraine Marshall and her consulting company and firm to ask questions. And I'm also looking forward right away to get with the GoEd program. Okay, so Urban Chambers, this is the Global Roundtable. Again, Tiffany Mays Hellor. We will be linking the presentation, the contact information, and we will see you next month. And we're gonna try this hybrid thing again, and it's gonna be very smooth. We're only gonna get better at it. I appreciate you. Happy Wednesday, November 3rd. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Okay, we have one more question.
Shonda, are we off of the Zoom?
No, 'cause we have one more question in the Q&A.
Yes, for sure.
Hold on one moment, let me pull it up.
Wow, it's such a great position to be in Las Vegas. It's unbelievable.
So the question is, are you currently working with any breweries and distilleries in Nevada exporting their products?
And this is for
GoEd.
the GoEd program, representing and exporting businesses for spirits internationally.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a
I
great
think this is for GoEd.
eligible, absolutely for new business.
So the spirits.
Yeah, we had a few clients, but just then the COVID hit, so they were not able to travel. But definitely we can work with such companies as well.
It's a great question. It's a great market, of course, right, in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we are just now speeding back up again. Rashonda?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That was the last
Thank you so
question.
much, and we will see you next month. Okay.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mr. Marshall. Rashonda, are we off of our Zoom?
Yeah.